everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm in the middle of nowhere nearly. I was not to make this video, guys, but one last minute, I thought, why should I not share this with the guys? And you know, it might be that will help someone out there. I know I do talk a little bit too much on my videos sometimes. I repeat myself a lot of the times. Today, this video is gonna be more about, well, it's gonna be all talking. I'm gonna try to take you through how I've diagnosed the problem and how I got to the conclusion and how I fixed this problem. So, right, let's gonna start then. So this car came to me because he was doing the following. The car was a little bit, how to put it across, not sluggish. Well, it was sluggish. It was taking, you know, was something missing. You'd put the foot down, and the car would take way too long, in my opinion, to get that power out of it. It was a little bit sluggish, and as soon as you'd got to about 3,000 RPMs or between 3 and 4. Was like if he had nothing else to give, and that was a little bit weird. So that was the first thing I've noticed on the car, and the second thing is when the car got to me, was not doing it, but the faults were logged in the ECUs. The other fault I was getting was a fault for anti-skid service required, and the ABS light would come on, the yellow exclamation mark in there would come on, but no engine light, funny enough. Turn the engine off, turn it back on would sort the problem out, and it would happen only if I would like, I'm here in the middle of the fields, there's a few stretch around here, so if I would go like first, second, and then if I would pull second right until whatever, and sometimes we come on second gear, and then if it wouldn't come on second, I'll put third gear, foot down, and we'll just let it go until like nearly cutting off or cutting out, and that the light would come on. The faults I was getting on the ECUs, guys, I don't have the faults now on the module, so I'm not going to be able to show you. But was a fault for the anti-skid, or let's gonna rephrase this. It was a fault on the ABS module, or BCM, brake control module, and the fault was for no communications, or something to do with the communications with the engine control module. Then on the engine control module, the fault, guess what the fault was? Was no miscommunications, or no fault of communications, was overboost. So I went to check the live data, and the live data, I've been driving around here, and the fault and the live data was, not the fault and the live data, what I could see in the live data was, first, the turbo, this is now good, yeah, but the turbo would take way too long. You see now, this, I'm gonna then show you why you should have now. Obviously this is why we have it now, but as you can see, for example here, this is me taking off from standstill, yeah. So I took off, then I kind of went and I put my foot down. This is what the green line is, the boost that the ECU is asking for, and the blue line is the intake pressure manifold, so it basically is what the turbo is actually giving. So I took away, then I put my foot down, I took it off without changing gear, as you can see. Then I pressed my foot down. As you can see, the turbo here starts going up, but then I put second gear, and as soon as I put second gear, foot down, that's what I request straight away. Obviously you can't expect, I put my foot down, I want X amount of pressure, but the turbo is not going to give that straight away. So as you can see, I put my foot down, that's what I'm asking for, and the turbo didn't take too long to get there, as you can see. Then it went, as you can see, it never went above the requested pressure. and as you go, I put third. So foot off the pedal, third gear, foot, full throttle again, and the turbo is going again. And as you can see here, then I put fourth gear here, and then I had to take my foot off, then accelerate again, and then there's an intersection at the end, so I was not accelerating here, accelerate a little bit there, then there's an intersection and I turn. Oh, that was the intersection. Maybe that was the intersection actually. Yeah, that was the intersection now. So intersection there, so reduce, second gear here, third, fourth, and then fifth gear. But what I want you to look at is that you can see that the turbo pressure, the blue line, never goes above the green. I think you can easily see that, can you? So it never goes above. What I was doing before was that actually turbo pressure, like for example, if we go back here where this he was asking for the maximum pressure, which is about there, 2200. So, or there, which is the start of it. So he's asking for 2200, but the boost is only 2049, so it never really goes above. What was happening before was, as soon as I put my foot down, as soon as the turbo, I put my foot down, and the pressure first was sluggish, but at some point the actual turbo pressure would go above the requested pressure. And if I would keep my foot down, that's when the faults were logged, the lights will come on, the anti-skid light will come on, and all that, and obviously the car would go into limp mode. Now, why some of you guys are watching this and you're gonna, that's what was causing it, obviously. I just can't understand how two garages failed to identify this, which is funny. But yeah, so it was going well above. The reason why was because the turbo control valve, or the solenoid as commonly called as well, it was passing. And I have it at home, but yeah, the valve was passing. So basically what was happening was, you put the car starting and the valve was passing. So the valve, because the valve was passing, the vacuum was constantly being put into the turbo. So it was keep the turbo, always try to giving maximum pressure. So when you put your foot down, the car goes, but when you put like first gear and you accelerate, as soon as the pressure starts, as soon as the rev starts to get like around here, as you can see there, where we have in there, we have somewhere here. So the way the turbo controls, the engine control module controls the pressure is by pulls the valve more or less, and we're gonna be able, what is that now? So as you can see, the duty cycle in there is changed. So a low duty cycle means the valve is closed for longer, and if it's closed for longer, that means is allowing the turbo, the pressure, the vacuum pressure on the turbo to be reduced. And when that happens, the turbo requests less pressure. And basically what was happening was that it was because the valve was passing, the duty, even if the ECM was asking for the duty cycle to be less and less and less, try to reduce the pressure that the turbo was giving, it was not working because the valve was passing. It was just keeping the turbo, try to give maximum pressure. So we replaced the valve with a used valve, I'm going to confess, but it's a good working valve, a good second-hand working valve. And we now have the turbo giving exactly what it's supposed to be giving. It never goes above the pressure we want, as you can see in there. So the blue line is always below the green. Obviously it's not below the green when you take your foot down and the turbo takes a little bit longer. to decrease the pressure, but that's fine, that's normal, there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, so we resolved that problem for the overpressure. And I've been driving like a maniac around these roads, sort of speak, and I could not make the fault come back on, and literally I could not make the fault come back on. I've drove like full throttle on second gear, third gear, until pretty much went into the red lines, like here for example. And as you can see, I just put another gear and look, full throttle again, full throttle again. I want to show you there. I want to show, that's when I've stopped, but I want to show you there. No! Damn it. What have I done? I know, I'm still here. Let me show you there. When we are, I know it's taking a lot of talking already, but I really hope that will help someone out there. Let me go back in there because I want to show you something. So that's what I want to show you. As you can see, look, 3,800 RPMs, which is the top, the red line. But you can see in there, 3,869 RPMs. And look at the pressures. Look, the boost pressure desired and what the actually turbo is giving. So as you can see, I pulled the car quite hard when I was doing this. And was absolutely brilliant. I don't know if it goes here. I'll show when I nearly go. No, it's not here. Maybe at the front. As you can see, I pulled the car quite hard. Once again in there, look, 3,700. Look, 4,000 RPMs. It's in there. And you can see the turbo pressure is just where they should be. They never go above the requested pressure. Guys, I don't know how more clear I can make this video. I know I didn't take you through the changing of the valve. The valve is behind the engine, is two nuts. You only need to take one out and disconnect the pipes, put them back on, and that's it. What I'm trying to take you here through is how to diagnose this problem. And now an anti-skid. Once again, I've done a video for a Citroen, which is the same. The only reason why the anti-skid or the stability control fault would come on was because of the pressure going above where you should go. The module, the ESP module, the anti-skid module, whatever you want to call it, could not take control or could not accurately control the torque of the engine, because, as you know, the ESP stability control controls the acceleration of the engine if the car starts to skid, and because of that fault with when you get to above that pressure and would log that fault, the car would say that no, I can't control the engine torque, so I'm gonna stop here. Right, 50 minutes of talking. Surely someone someone else could make this video much quicker. I hope I've covered everything for you guys to be able to identify and diagnose a fault like this. And once again, I don't know why Two Garage failed to do this. I'm the third person that the car came to, and I've kind of diagnosed this quite quick, to be fair with you guys. It didn't took me too long. It was more the testing, because I had to come first time around here with the live data on and try to figure out what was happening with the turbo and everything. Then went back home, did the change. Luckily I had a second half valve in there, turbo solenoid, and I've replaced the solenoid. And in the meantime I came again to test the car, and the car is now running spot on. So guys, with no further ado, let's gonna end this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you have any questions, any comments about this video, about any more extra information, please put them below. Just put the questions, whatever, comments below. And like always, guys, thank you so much for watching.